Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be installing this E13 Race 35 carbon handlebars on my Mmmbop. I'll walk you through the simple installation and the tools that you need to do this simple install. You're going to need a T25 Torx bit. This will vary depending on the brand of brakes you have. I have Magura and they use the T25. You're going to need a 4mm hex wrench. This is to remove the bar from the bar clamp. A 2.5 hex for the grips. A torque wrench set in Newton meters. And since we're installing carbon bars, carbon fiber assembly gel. It's a fiber that has little pieces of fiber in there to grip the bars better, since you can't torque them too tight, as you may damage the bars. These are the E13 Race 35 carbon bars. They have a 35mm rise, a 9-degree up sweep, and a 5-degree back sweep on the bars. These bars are very light. This is not my first set of carbons. I have the Revin E35s on my Blue Pig. This is one of the reasons why I'm upgrading the bars on my Mmmbop. Alright guys, without further ado, let's get into the install. Your grips. That's a very simple process. 2 bolts. Just pull them. Then I'm going to take my 4mm and remove my archer components. Very simple because everything's wireless on my bike. Most of everything's wireless on my bike, so it's very simple to remove. Then I get the T25, the Torx, and I remove the brakes and just slide it off. Make sure you don't leave your brake levers hanging on the brake hose. Make sure you rest it somewhere. Just gonna put mine here. That way they're not dangling around. Alright guys. For my droppers, simple for me. It's held by a rubber band. Yes, it holds on the trail. It hasn't fallen off. Alright guys, with the accessories out of the way, it's time to remove the bar. Just wanna undo your bolts. They're not very tight because they're supposed to be torqued to spec, so it shouldn't be hard at all to remove them. And the torque spec on this clamp is 5 Newton meters, so the bar should be fine. We're not gonna go anywhere past that. And it's a no gap on top, and the gap, if there's a gap, it's gonna be on the bottom. So you don't have to take the whole thing off. Just work your bar out of the way. And simple as that. They're out. It's a beautiful color on these bars, guys. They're just a little too stiff for me. And honestly, they're a bit flashy as well, but I really like this color, and I'll be using these bars on a future build, maybe a bike for my son or something like that. Alright guys, let's get started and putting the carbon bars on there. Very excited about those bars. Just wanted to show you guys the difference in the bars. Like I said, this is a 20mm rise. This is a 35mm rise. It elevates the bars, and it still has a 9-degree up sweep and a 5-degree back sweep. So the riding position is going to be a lot more comfortable than riding these bars. And carbon is a little more flexible, so it will absorb some of that vibrations from the trail when you're riding. They do make a big difference, guys. I love the Revins on my other bike, but I wanted to give E13 a shot. I did end up removing the whole clamp, since I will be putting some of this paste in there. I didn't want to make a mess by sliding the bars. So we're gonna use this paste. We're just gonna put a little bit, and I wouldn't touch it with my bare hands. I don't have any gloves right now, but I wouldn't touch it with my bare hands as it does have pieces of glass in there. So we're just gonna put a little dab of this stuff in there, just where the bar makes contact with the stem. All right, guys, so we have the bars here. Just gonna try to center. You can hear the grit on the paste. It's a very gritty, very sandy paste. So that's gonna help the bar stay in place without having to over tighten the stem. Again, guys, this is just gonna be hand tight. You do not want to over tighten this. We're gonna torque this to spec. If you get any of this stuff in your hand, guys, make sure you wash your hands. This is pretty much crushed glass. No gap on top, guys. All right, let me put my components back on. We'll start by getting our brakes on. I'm not gonna use the paste on this accessories as they don't need to be too tight. So it's not necessary to use the paste on this. All right, guys, it's installed. Just gotta do the final adjustments, but I have to get it off the rack to get the final adjustments.
Big vibes. Look, I'm about my pledge. I'm decked up on blue bills, and I won't stop until the cash pit look like fall leaves in the backfield. Tell her out of my face if she coming with that bull. Quit to say my piece, I'm so after school special. She brainy, but them jeans looking like paint. I gotta bless her. Let's talk a whole lot, knowing damn well they really can't press us. I notated on leaflet. I'm really up a few levels with it. Like way out the way from them. Can't see me, you can't meddle with us. E and J in my Earl Grey hood bunched up with the cheese eggs and a dumb face. No stunner shade still turned up. Been had it poppin' in broad day, that's Avi. Flower child from the sun rays, but I run fade, got a punch drunk. My providence, they don't love us. They rather treat us like an animal. Just wonder why we on 8. Escaping shit, I'm off the cannabis. Middle fingers in tandem, going